Go against Damon Heta in the last game of round one.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action. This is the Brisbane Darts Masters coming to you from the incredible city of Brisbane, where it's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome from Australia and a Melbourne Darts Masters quarter-finalist, the Crusader, Damon Heta. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the pride of Scotland. A reigning UK Open and World Match Play champion. A two-time Premier League champion. The winner of the US Darts Masters. And ladies and gentlemen, a two-time back-to-back champion of the world.
So this one to take on in the quarterfinal tomorrow night, Raymond van Barneveld, G.Anderson, Damon Heta, and to take you through it, Paul Gow, Stuart Pike.
We had a big upset, didn't we, in the opening match of the night. Raymond Smith of Australia beating Michael Smith 6-1. I wonder if we're going to get a big upset to finish off the opening night here in Brisbane. Well, here he is. 6 times he's won a World Series event. He is seeded 3 here in Brisbane this weekend. One of the best players of this generation and any generation in the history of the sport, plain and simple. Against Damon Heta, who impressed in pushing Anderson a fair way in their quarter-final meeting in Melbourne a week ago.
Other players. So he's got it all, G.Anderson. Nice man to boot. Heta after a good week last week, beating his mate
100.
G.Anderson. They grew up together and played a lot together. And there you go. 180 from G.Anderson. Style and class has already come to top.
$61. $140.
A big difference in pace, big difference in scoring in this opening leg. Just going to do a little exercise as well over the next couple of legs and time how long it takes from each player when they put their turn on the hockey until they throw their last dart. There will be a big difference, I'm sure. Well, he needed double 4, the treble 18. Of course, didn't need to go for a bull shot with Heta back on 200, but double 2 may be awkward.
Not that I'm an expert in throwing dust, but listening to Rod talk about the way these guys throw. This is a very deliberate and long throwing action.
Area 4.
Double 2 for Anderson.
Now that's awkward.
What
a good dart. That's a brilliant dart.
Well, that wasn't supposed to fit in there, was it?
How on earth? That was a fantastic dart from Gary Anderson. We saw a nigh impossible double six hit by Michael van Gerwen earlier here in Brisbane. We're just going to get an idea of how long it takes each player from when their toe hits the hockey until they release the last dart. You know, just to give you a good idea of the complete contrast in styles.
Gary's been around for a long time. He's played against fast players, slow players, but he's a fast player, and I'm sure that it puts him off somewhat. I remember a few years ago, I think it might have been Stephen Platt put him off by walking too close to the hockey on the way back. So everyone's got their routine. That's the only thing you can rely on, is your routine.
96.
And the players get here 2 to 3 hours before they play to warm up. They just don't roll into the venue and start throwing a few darts and walk onto the stage. They're here for quite some time.
140.
And Gary Anderson's here, been here for 2 to 3 hours. We'll have some dinner. Throw a few.
140. And you go 161.
There's about 6 or 7 dart boards in the players' room, and they're all frantically practicing, ready for their time.
Will he go for it? Oh, of course he will. That would have been a showstopper. It's been a good leg this from Heta, you know.
Well, we know one thing with Heta Pikey is that he's not overawed by the situation. He quite likes the stage, and that was a big stage against a good friend Kyle Anderson last week.
He's hit the double instead of the single 9, so only 1 dart at double 2.
21.
Well, Harry costly made that be. 9 for double 8 was the shot. Oh, now then. Anderson only left the ball.
55.
Well, they both made errors there. Anderson should have had a dart at tops, and Heta should have had 2 darts at double 8. One.
No score.
Oh, that's a mistake there.
25.
You don't give Gary Anderson these opportunities. Double 4. Good guide there.
And you show on the second leg, Gary Anderson.
4 missed darts from Damon Heta, who dominated that leg for so long, but having missed the ball for a 161, he then failed to get the single 9 to leave double 8, and from the moment he hit the double 9, he was in all sorts of trouble.
That's
yeah, just with thanks to our guys in the truck here in Brisbane, just to give you an example of it's nearly double the amount of time that Damon Heta takes. Gary Anderson between 5.5 and 6 seconds from when his toe hits the hockey to releasing the dart. Damon Heta around 11 or 12, so that's the contrast in styles. Heta taking nearly double the time that Anderson does.
well,
But it's the way he plays.
yeah, absolutely. And you can only play your opponent.
59.
That is, and Gary would actually have to taper himself back there, take his time himself.
Dominant.
Ooh.
133.
He's been with for a long time, Gary Anderson. He's played plenty of slow players.
Methodical, the best way I think to describe the Damon Heta throw.
It certainly is.
He's always thrown like that. It's interesting that Gary, speaking after that quarter-final, paid great respect to Heta. He won it 10-7, but he was also saying that he felt that if Heta actually did speed up a bit, he would become a better player.
And that's the case sometimes. You get stuck in your own little world and keeping to your own routine. Geez, if I'm
100.
If I'm Damien, I take the advice of a world champion like.
Yeah, that's a loose one from Anderson.
Yeah.
10.
20.
It's sloppy, Gary Anderson, I have to say. So far, got away with it.
Yeah, he was a little annoyed with last week in Melbourne with the Masters there. He'd really like it to have a win.
Yeah, to round it all off.
60.
Yeah.
Plus, he won in Perth, didn't he, last year? The last World Series event.
Well, he's just won the US Darts Masters too.
He's on the third leg, Gary Anderson.
Interesting, off there, Paul, you and I were talking earlier this evening about the similarities in a way between the body language of your sport, golf, and the dart players, and the mannerisms, and how they, if you like, they all have a tell.
125.
And you know, you instantly know by watching them how it's going.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing that intrigues me, how close this is. It's one of those sports that you've got to fine-tune. And your body language is everything. If the shoulders slump, if you get too hot, we've just seen Cabby there before. If he gets too over hot and can't bring his heart rate down, well, 59. He can't think make the right decision. So it's quite incredible. I've watched Gary for the last few years, and when he starts to get annoyed, you can really see the tension go up into his face, and he goes a little bit red, and his head twitches a little bit, and that can change your technique. You know, in golf, it definitely changes your rhythm and your, how you go about, preparing for the shot. And it's no different here. Making the right decisions.
Yeah, they all have a little tell, the top players, when the pressure's getting to them.
Well, that pressure in the last game with Simon and Corey was quite amazing. It's great for us to sit back. It's a lot easier from this side of the hockey, that's for sure.
Sometimes with Michael Van Gerwen, when it's not going well, he coughs as he goes to take his darts out to the board, and that's a signal that he's not happy with the way things are going.
140.
Got all their traits, but you see the best in the world, how they handle it. Someone like Tiger Woods, how well he handles the pressure. They embrace it. They can't wait for it, actually, and that's one thing I liked about Gary. He loves being on that main stage.
Chance for Heta. Will it be at the bull or the double? It'll be at double 13. Anderson waiting. Will he get a shot? No.
He's on a full flag, David.
Well, Heta from Western Australia. He's a roof plumber, but the more and more
56.
the World Series of Darts gets to Australia, New Zealand, more of these guys this will be their full-time job.
Heta's got a chance here, Anderson, you feel if Heta had missed that double 13, it would have been 4-0 and game over.
100.
But Heta here will feel he's got a shout at getting back into this.
140.
It's amazing, these top players like Anderson, they pull out throws and legs that are just quite amazing. Darts there from Heta.
So.
Yeah, key leg. I'll just say, just wonder. Brilliant finish on double 13 for Heta to make it 3-1. Anderson had got a shot to make it 4-0. I know all ifs and buts and coulds and shoulds, but Heta's given himself an opportunity. Last down, left to finish.
He's playing well this leg. A little bit of confidence from winning the last one. Probably feeling somewhat lucky to get
60.
out of that one.
Some poor visit from Anderson. So a chance here for the Australian.
Just going for the triple 19 there. Double 14 here.
120.
It's better darts from Anderson.
62.
Well, the key moments in this match. Anderson a millimetre away. And Heta here It's still in this. It's 3-2. Gary Anderson will feel he should be out of sight. Not a bit of it. He leads 3-2.
Throw first. Game on.
Wire. The width of a wire away from a 148.
Heta growing confidence with every throw here. As we know in all sports, is the confidence. She had a bit of a motion there. Well, they needed that. Crowd in here at the Brisbane Convention Centre.
140.
Yeah,
it's a great atmosphere, isn't it?
It is. It's been embraced. Big crowd tomorrow and Sunday again. A few tickets still available, but
100.
How was that atmosphere last night at Suncorp Stadium, Stuart?
a bit disappointing, I think, actually. 30,000 in there for the big game, and
100.
Broncos versus
South Sydney. Yeah, it's a bit flat times, but yeah, great experience to be there. One of the most iconic stadiums in Australia.
I must mention for all the Queenslanders out there, I know they've had a win with Smith tonight, but New South Wales hold the State of Origin shield.
140.
I like to rub it in because they've had just such a monopoly on it.
140.
This isn't over yet. Heta played really well. Anderson averaging 98.5, Heta 95.5. But the last two legs have been significant. Anderson could easily be 5-0 up. But here it could be 3-all pretty quickly.
140. Are you 121?
He needs the ball.
Class.
Gary Anderson.
Send the Gary to throw first.
Well, he needed to find something special, boy.
Still class.
Damon Heta there must have thought he'd done enough to level a match. You can't blame him.
Well, Anderson, 99 average, 96 for Heta.
96.
Only one 180 in this. And Gary Anderson, none from Heta.
60.
Only 60 from Anderson. Bit of mileage left in us yet, I feel.
You can see those averages. That's close there.
You're disappointed with that. They're both Mickey doubles. They both hit important doubles in between as well.
134.
Good cover shot. Good start.
134.
Good player.
Well, I just think this level of competition brings the best out in all the players in all levels.
I mean, without a doubt, I mean, I'm lucky enough to do all the World Series events since it started some 5 years ago, but one thing that's been really noticeable to me, especially here in Australia and New Zealand, that the standard of the challenges, qualifiers has improved year on year on year. Tops for Anderson.
91.
I mean, noticeably, Paul, it really has. And
52.
well, that's been borne out in the fact that we've had upsets.
Yeah, there's been plenty of upsets over the years also, and having, you know, the likes of Phil Taylor, 16-time world champion, come along. You know, we're getting the likes of Kurita doubles,
Surely.
double 10, double 6.
Oh,
He's got
how
it.
about that?
Well, Stuart, you gave him a chance.
Well, Anderson must have thought it was 5-2.
He doesn't show a lot of emotion, but when he does,
That's a brilliant finish.
Yeah.
Under pressure. But for the moment the first dart went in, you felt he fancied it.
57.
Adrenaline pumping for Damon Heta.
Well, it's 2-2 against the throw.
Well, Anderson was 3-0 up. So Heta here throwing to make it 4 apiece. Checkouts of 81, 62, and that brilliant 152. Don't forget the 81 was Anderson was sat on double 16. The 62 after Anderson wired double 14 for 148, and that 152 when Anderson was on a finish to make it 5-2.
I'm sure Anderson thought he was going to go 4-0 up.
Yeah.
That's probably game over, isn't it? At 4-0.
Yeah,
That's 4-3. Heta really in this. Oh, this could be 180.
140. $58.
And he might need to get angry here, Anderson.
Yeah, he struggled with him last week. He might be the pace of play. Can put another player off.
81.
Well, haven't left to finish. Anderson has
71.
brilliant 171.
Gary Anderson looked like he's got his game face on there. He'd love another win in the World Series. Well,
131, Gary.
Brilliant setup from Heta. Well, having hit the 171, he hasn't got a dart and a double. 3-0 up, could have been 4-0 up, could be about to be 4-all.
Well,
how important will those 3 darts at double 16 prove to be? Oh, he's missed a big 12 now, Anderson. Unbelievable. Only 1 dart at tops. Oh, he rescues the situation. Drama in Brisbane. Wow. Heta with 3 darts at double 16 for 4-all. And Anderson with the error.
Game on.
Clearing it up.
wow, what a change of events right there.
140.
Right in the middle of that. Back on throw hit with Anderson. I've got to say that Heta is in no hurry at all. By the time he gets to the oche and 11 seconds to throw.
180. $42.
Over yet.
Well, Gary always had a lot of support here in Australia. You can hear them calling his name in the background. Always wondered, can the players hear that?
Absolutely. The noise they get used
100.
to. It's the one voice, and I'm sure it's the same with golf. It's just the one voice that you hear from afar, and
The annoying one.
yeah, and it makes a difference.
96.
No, it's definitely the same. I reckon in golf they should make noise. I love the noise they do or make at the darts. You know, a walk onto the first tee is something like the walk on.
Golfers are mollycoddled.
They're in a bubble.
135.
Still Heta battles away.
$59.
Still Anderson can't find a way.
148.
I told you this isn't over just yet. Already taken out 152.
$140.
Last start.
164.
There was no room there. I don't know how he got that through there.
$140.
Gary Anderson a little bit out of sorts. A lot of pressure on this for a double 4 for Heta.
Is he going to break the Anderson throw for a third time? And on we go!
10 flag, Damon to the roof.
A lot of emotion there from Gary Anderson. He knows he's got a game on his hands and he's probably not coming out exactly how he wants.
Well, he was upset by Royden Lam, who plays at a similar pace, I have to say, in the Shanghai Darts Masters in the first round. And that was the week after he won in Las Vegas.
121.
But Heta, an erring accuracy, you have to say, on that treble 20.
55.
Pressure on Anderson. Is it a decider? Heta 97 average, Anderson 95 average.
We probably didn't think we'd see that.
And again, the adjustment.
140.
Single one, treble 20, treble 20, single 20, treble 20, treble 20.
55.
We're head for a decider, methinks.
I'm with you. So he's certainly taking it to Anderson.
Yeah, he's hit 44 treble 20s to 34 from Gary Anderson. And it's not often that you get that stat 85. In a match featuring Gary Anderson. They were frustrated, angry darts. Will they make a difference? Too little, too late.
Well, angry darts help Corey in the last game. Maybe they're going to help Anderson in this game. Triple 20. And they won't be able to finish here.
$97.
Massive last dart, Heta.
60. There you go, 58.
Anderson was 3-0 up. Looks like he's going to peg back to 5-5. We're heading all the way in Brisbane.
Final leg, Gary to throw first.
Gary just giving him a fist bump there.
Brilliant from Heta.
Can be another upset tonight.
92.
Well, that was an important last dart. That's a big difference with the trebles, isn't it? 34 to 44.
60.
Heta with 44.
You feel nerves.
100.
You can feel the frustration.
Absolutely, the nerves. I'm nervous for him. Doesn't seem like he's got much of a pulse here. It's good for this game.
58.
Well, that's 6 darts without a big treble for Damon Heta. Not convincing from Anderson, though.
96.
Big visit required.
$45.
9 darts without a big treble in the decider for Damon Heta.
59.
Anderson's doing his best here to keep Heta in this. Nervy from both.
Gary's normally the rock.
$60. Gary 154.
Yeah, good last start.
122.
When it's Anderson's to win or lose from here.
And the class has shone through here. Heta's given himself a real chance.
Yeah, it's taken 13 darts to hit his first significant treble.
Well, that's been the difference. How we got to 5.
32.
Gary Anderson given a real go yet again for the second time in a week by Damon Heta. Anderson squeezed past Heta in the quarterfinals in Melbourne, and he has found a way to win in the first round here in Brisbane. Terrific game. Anderson holding his nerve at the end. And Anderson will face Raymond van Barneveld in the Brisbane quarterfinals. Take a bow, Damon Heta. Great effort from the Aussie. But it's Gary Anderson who goes through to the quarterfinals.